You're 4 years old in a cramped kindergarten near the North Korean-China border, singing praise songs to the great leader, when the teacher makes you draw Kim Il-sung with crayons. You draw his smile too small. She slaps your hand with a ruler, twice, hard enough to leave marks. The great leader's smile reaches from mountain to mountain, she hisses. You're 4. You don't cry because crying means you're weak, and weak families disappear. That's your first lesson in survival. Your first day understanding that in North Korea, even your thoughts can get you killed. The portrait hangs in your family's one-room apartment, watching everything. Kim Il-sung's face, then Kim Jong-il's beside it, dusted weakly with a cloth that touches nothing else. Your mother straightens it every morning with trembling hands, because inspectors come unannounced, and a tilted portrait means your family hates the regime. The state decides your songbun class before you can read wavering. Your grandfather fought for the South in the war, and that stain follows 3 generations down to you. Not loyal enough for Pyongyang, not traitorous enough for the camps, yet. School starts at 6, bow 3 times to the portraits. Recite, "Thank you, great leader Kim Il-sung. Thank you, dear leader Kim Jong-il. Thank you, supreme leader Kim Jong-un." You're 7 and you've said this 2,555 times. You'll say it until you die. The teachers make you memorize the sacred stories. How Kim Il-sung was born under a double rainbow on Mount Pictu. How he could control the weather. How he never needed to use the bathroom because his body was perfect. Lunch is corn mixed with grass to bulk it out. Some kids get weaker, legs swelling from malnutrition. Saturdays are volunteer labor. You're 9, pulling weeds for 6 hours while loudspeakers blast propaganda. Your hands bleed. You don't complain. Complaining is criticizing. Criticizing is treason. Treason means Camp 15, where they work you to death in coal mines and call it re-education. One Tuesday, school stops. Everyone's marched to the town square for a public trial. A man kneels on a platform, hands tied, sign around his neck. Traitor, watched South Korean films. 3 shots. His body slumps. You're 9 years old, and the teachers make you clap. At night, the power cuts out like it does every night, plunging your home into darkness. But the propaganda speakers outside, those never stop. You have one friend, Gino, who shares his kimchi when your stomach cramps. One day he whispers, "My uncle says there's more food in China." You grab his arm hard, look around. Don't ever say that again, because the walls have ears, and classmates inform on classmates. 2 weeks later, Gino's family is gone. Empty apartment, door sealed. You never ask why. Every Wednesday night, your family gathers for Senghwal Tonghwa, self-criticism. Your father confesses he had lazy thoughts at the factory. Your mother admits she failed to properly teach you revolutionary spirit. You say you didn't bow deeply enough to the portrait yesterday. Everyone watches everyone. Loyalty is performed, not felt. You're 10 years old. You've learned to smile at propaganda, to report your own incorrect thoughts during self-criticism sessions. You've learned that survival means erasing yourself, that you're not a person. You're a tool for the Kim dynasty, and tools that break get thrown away. You're 13 when the lie cracks. Your father tinkers with the state-issued radio and accidentally unlocks the dial. For 5 minutes, you hear South Korean pop music bleeding through static. Your father's face goes white. He smashes the radio with a hammer, buries the pieces. "We heard nothing," he says, shaking. "But you heard it, and it sounded like joy." You find a USB drive smuggled from China, hidden in a hollowed-out battery. You pay a week's rations for it. That night, windows covered, you watch a South Korean drama on your neighbor's hidden DVD player. Seoul, skyscrapers, cars everywhere, people in bright clothes walking freely, laughing, choosing what to eat. A woman argues with her boyfriend in public, yelling, and no one arrests her. She just disagrees, and it's normal. The propaganda says South Korea is starving, that Americans are cannibals, and that Kim Jong-un is the world's most respected leader. But if that's true, why do guards shoot people trying to cross the river? You don't lock people in paradise. Everything you've been taught is a lie. You're 16 when you meet Soo-jin from Pyongyang, moved here after her father was demoted. She whispers, "My cousin escaped to South Korea. She's alive. She's free." That word, free, lands in your chest like a fist. You start planning. You can't tell your parents. They'd stop you or turn you in to protect themselves. You save money, skip meals to sell your rations. Soo-jin knows a broker who smuggles people for $3,000. Her family will front the cost if you make it. Not when, if. You're 17. The risks? If caught, it's Camp 22, where they torture you until your body gives out, where you're buried in an unmarked grave. But staying here means a lifetime of hunger, fear, and lies. A lifetime of bowing to dictators who see you as less than human. It's January. The Yalu River freezes thick enough to walk on. You're 18, crouching at the riverbank with Sujin, breath fogging the air. The broker's instructions: cross at 2 a.m. when guards change shifts. Move fast. Don't look back. 50 meters of ice between you and China. You think about your parents, how state security will interrogate them, beat them, maybe send them to a camp just for being your family. Guilt twists your stomach, but you can't save them if you're dead. Now, the broker hisses. You run. The ice cracks under your feet. Halfway across, shouting, flashlights cutting through the dark. You run faster because stopping means a bullet. Sujin stumbles. You grab her, pull her forward. A gunshot. Ice explodes beside you. You don't stop. You hit the Chinese bank, scramble up, clawing dirt and snow. Then you're in the trees. Behind you, more shots. But you made it. The broker appears. Move. Chinese police patrol here. He takes you to a safe house, a church basement where a South Korean missionary hides refugees. 12 other North Koreans wait there, all praying to a god you've never heard of because religion meant execution back home. For 3 weeks, you hide in China, moving between safe houses. China sends defectors back. No question. You hear stories of a woman sold to farmers as brides. Men worked to death in factories. China is no freedom either, just a bigger cage. The broker gets you on a bus heading south. 16 hours through cities you'd only seen in smuggled movies. At the Laos border, you walk. 2 days through jungle. No food, little water. Feel blistered and bleeding. Sujin's burning with fever, but you can't stop. Keep moving or die. The broker says, not cruel, factual. You cross the Mekong River in a leaking boat, water pooling around your ankles. On the thigh side, you turn yourself in to the police. They arrest you. Illegal immigrant. Throw you in a Bangkok detention center. A concrete cell packed with bodies and heat so thick you can taste it. But you're alive. And for the first time, no one's forcing you to bow to a portrait. 4 weeks in that cell. Sujin's fever breaks on day 5. She holds your hand. We made it. You don't correct her. You haven't made it until you're in Seoul. Until the plane door closes behind you. The embassy official looks at you with pity. You're going home, she says. You almost laugh. Home? You've never had a home. Just a cell with a portrait on the wall. The plane lands in Seoul. Buildings scrape the sky. People walk fast, phones in every hand. Lights that never go dark. First comes Hanawon, 3 months in the resettlement facility. Isolated, questioned, educated. They teach you how to live in freedom. ATMs, job applications, speaking without checking if someone's listening. They give you therapy for the nightmares. They teach you that criticizing the president won't make you disappear. That you can choose your career, your friends, your future. It sounds like fantasy. After you graduate, you're given a tiny apartment with running water, electricity that works, a fridge. You open it 10 times the first day just to prove it's real. Your first trip to a grocery store breaks you. Rows and rows of food, freezer aisles, 50 types of rice, 100 kinds of instant noodles. You stand there, shaking, unable to choose. Too much. A woman asks if you're okay. You can't answer. You leave without buying anything. But freedom's heavier than you thought. You're 19, working at a convenience store, panicking when customers yell. You can't sleep without checking locks 3 times. You apologize for everything, because in North Korea, blame meant death. Sujin calls at 2 a.m., crying. I keep dreaming I'm back there. You talk her down, but you understand. You're out, but you're not free. Not really. The regime's still in your head. You try calling your parents through a broker network. The message comes back. Your father was sent to a labor camp for failing to prevent your defection. Your mother's exiled to the mountains. The guilt's a knife twisting in your chest every time you breathe. At 20, you start speaking out. You join a human rights group. Tell your story to journalists, politicians, anyone who will listen. The camps, the execution, the starvation, the lies. Some believe you. Some call you a liar. A CIA plant. Then the threats start. Anonymous text messages through Chinese numbers. Warnings to shut up. A defector you know gets poisoned in Seoul. Dies in a hospital. Everyone knows who did it. A broker calls with a message meant for you. They have photos of your mother. Careful what you say, the voice says, then hangs up. You keep talking anyway, because silence means they win. You're 23, standing in front of a university auditorium, telling your story to 200 students who can't imagine a world where thinking is a crime. You show them the scars on your feet from the ice, the jungle, the journey. You tell them about Jino, about Minji, about everyone who didn't make it. People ask if I miss North Korea, you say. I miss the people. I miss my family. But I don't miss the place. How can you miss a place that wanted you dead just for existing? A student asks, was it worth it? Escaping? You think about your father in that labor camp, about the guilt, About Sujin, who tried to take her own life last year because the trauma was too much. You think about the freedom to ask that question, to stand here and answer it without fear. Yes, you say. Every step and scar, every nightmare. Yes. That night, another message from the broker network. Your mother sent word. Live well. Live for the both of us. You cry for the first time in years. Not from sadness, but from something sharper. Purpose. You can't save her. You can't save your father. But you can tell their story. You can make the world see. You keep speaking, fighting, keep surviving. Because you're not just a defector anymore. You're a witness. And North Korea's greatest fear isn't bombs or sanctions. It's people like you who escaped and lived to tell the truth. You're 23 years old. You spent 18 years in a prison disguised as a country. You risked everything for a chance at freedom. And you do it again in a heartbeat. Because one day in truth is worth a lifetime in lies. You escaped one hell, but what if the chains were wrapped in glitter instead of barbed wire? In the K-pop industry, young bodies are starved and broken for profit while the world cheers. Click here to see what life is like as a K-pop idol.